Oh.
No, like a ah.
Ah.
Okay, it's working. We just ate some food, and we're here to banter for a little bit. I think like outside of this podcast, we just continue to talk more and more. So like my energy's low, but it's like high. We just ate some breakfast, some brunchish. Yeah, I don't know. I got to bring the energy up. Welcome back to Spotlight, where we dive into deeper idea. Welcome back to Spotlight, where we dive into ideas and deeper thoughts. I'm here with my co-host Love. Love, how are you doing?
Doing good. We've got our mascot, Suki.
Suki. That is great. My name's Dan, and we're here to share some wonderful content with you. So that's why you have to like, subscribe, and comment. Give us some feedback, man. Just like it up. Give us some feedback. We'd love to hear what you guys think our opinions are on. I'm losing it. I think I've talked too much today, but we got to keep going, man. We got to keep putting the effort in because we got to make it. I love this. I love sitting down and doing this shit. So let's jump right into it. Before this, we were talking about opportunity ends not the way you want it to. So, for instance, this is theoretical. I'm not going to do a personal thing. I want to go shoot 9 holes at a golf course, and I want to get under par. I go there, I shoot, I am 20 over par. I did absolutely horrible that day. The opportunity to go and do something or to be something didn't work out the way you wanted it to work out. Now, let's break that down. You didn't practice. You haven't shot 9 holes in 3 months, 4 months. You don't even know what your swing is anymore. But you're expecting the opportunity to be a certain way. And when you finally get to the end of that opportunity, to the end of that day, to the end of that hole, and you look at the card and you're down 20, over 20, very disappointed, and then you let that energy affect you the rest of the way, and then you might give up on golf and never do it again. I think this is a big moment for me because I just realized why I don't play golf no more. 'Cause I enjoy it, but that's why I don't play anymore. Yeah, so the opportunity is... I guess I can give you a real-life example. I started working with some rappers in the recording engineering game. Also a producer, beatmaker. Check me out at linktr.ee/dhad for more beats and more content. Free videos, or free photos, too, as well. My photo portfolio. Woohoo! Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm like off track right now. Like I want to keep recording, but I'm just so
I got you.
off track.
So, we've been talking about just like life and opportunities and directions that we want to go in. And we all have goals. We have ideas of what we would like to be, what we would like to be doing.
I'm trying to be on a yacht with mad bitches playing ping pong, butt ass naked. No, it used to be a dream.
You do you.
It used to be a dream. I was just when you said that, I thought of like the Instagram. Like you look on Instagram and you see like everybody shows the good on Instagram.
Yeah.
Where's the negative? Give me the bad shit. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
You're good.
You're getting me back on track. You're bringing my energy back up. I need this. I need it.
A lot of times we have this preconceived notion of how things are going to work out. The beauty of having a goal is seeing how it unfolds. Mm-hmm. And oftentimes it does not unfold the way we expect it to. And because we can tend to get hyper-focused on how we want something to unfold, we miss the opportunities for how it's actually unfolding. And we end up derailing our own success.
Yeah.
Balance is really key in our lives. And a lot of times we will say yes to all opportunities, thinking that it will move us further in life. But really, we want quality opportunities. And sometimes you can touch an opportunity and it will be quality for a period of time. But there comes a time where it shows itself to no longer be aligned with what you're working toward. And you have the choice then to say, okay, thank you for this opportunity, but no thank you anymore. And that will create space energetically for a new opportunity to surface for you. But a lot of times we hold tight to that first opportunity with a death grip, thinking it's our only step forward.
Because it worked for a short period of time, and then you get to a point where you're like, oh, this isn't working anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good segue into the library of your brain, the brain library, the library brainy. I was trying to think of a cool title. Nothing cool came out. That is my talent.
Your mind palace.
Yeah. Whoa! That was good. I wish everybody saw my facial expression. I'm like my eye closed my eye. I'm like, wait, what?
I definitely stole that from a TV show. I don't remember which one.
I don't care. You just short circuited my brain. That was brilliant. I love corny shit like that. That's the little corny shit makes me happy. When you take an opportunity out of your life, you're working. You have a client who, say, you've been a client with for 10 years, and all of a sudden, that relationship goes away. Say it ends bad, or good,
or just fizzles out.
Right. It's just that's it. No more. Say you're cutting grass for the client, and they just stop paying. They don't talk to you no more. You still go over there and do their lawn 3 or 4 times. They still haven't paid.
Another example of this is you're talking to somebody and you're getting along really good, and they just sort of stop trying to connect with you the way they did before. They ghost you, essentially.
And so now you're stuck with like this decision, or you're stuck with, well, now what? Like, what do we do here?
A lot of times you're stuck with a fear of abandonment, a fear of missed opportunity. But what you don't realize is you already had that opportunity, and if you cling to it, you're going to miss the next one.
Yeah. And so when you take a book out of the library, something else needs to replace that book, at least in our minds, that a new relationship may come into your life. You break up with an old boyfriend or girlfriend, and it could be right away. You bounce right back. You find a new love for a person, and you fall in love, and that's it. That's the rest of your life.
Or sometimes you fall in love with a new part of yourself. You find a new hobby. You find a new passion. You might end up starting your own business. There's a lot of things in the world to put your energy into, and we're so concrete as just beings because we're stuck in this third dimension and we just want everything to be really tangible. Yeah. Someone once told me that when you walk, every step forward is an act of faith. When you put your foot out in front of you, you trust that that foot is going to catch you. You fall forward with every step.
It makes me think that every thing in your life is a gift. The relationship with the other person is a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Because the fact is, you're breathing, you're still alive. Be grateful for that. And the rest of life is a gift.
Yeah. Stop cementing your feet into the ground, hoping for stability.
And I think stability is a very not fun thing to be in for a long time.
Not true. Unbalanced stability sought externally, is not a fun thing to be in.
Sounds like a poem you just said. Sounds like a poem. It's pretty brilliant.
You create stability within yourself by knowing yourself and by trusting yourself. That's where your stability should come from.
I guess maintaining.
Because you can't control the external world. You can't control what happens around you or to you. But you can control yourself, and how you react.
So this makes me think about my music. Is that before this, I was telling you that I didn't want to. I feel as if I'm not in a good place right now musically because I feel as if like I want to give up on it. That's not working out. I just have to go this route now so that I can have start a family and yada yada yada. I'm not. I've chased this dream, or I've chased my passion for so long just to end up, getting to this feeling. But then I look at my analytics and I look at the data and I look at the numbers and I look at all the time I've put in. And that grounds me back down to be like, oh, there is some effort here. But also, I've met people in the industry who've been in this game for 12 years. They've made money in it. But then that's it. They don't stop. And so I'm not that person, but like that gives me anxiety because like, oh no, that example happened in my life through somebody else. I don't want to be that person. That gives me a little bit of anxiety, but then I tell myself like, oh, that's that person's life. This is my life. So that's an example. This is what could happen if I don't continue on this grind. And so I've set myself up. I've set my life up the way I think I've wanted it, and it's not what I've wanted. And I'm at a point where I have to cleanse the soul, really. Cleanse the soul. A good way to cleanse your soul is to cry. That's like the ultimate cleanse of any soul, is to cry. Like a big old baby. Just let it out. But like cleanse a soul meaning like I might have to drop relationships. I might have to let go of things. What's moving the needle forward? If it's not moving the needle forward, get it the fuck out. Move the fuck on. And so I've been struggling with a few of those thoughts. And I haven't... It's funny. I've been saying things on this podcast that I haven't told anybody. I joked around with the guy I told I was doing a podcast that this is a therapy session for me. And probably you. More like me, I feel like. But what I want at the end of this podcast, I'm going to ask you the same question. What do you want? So be prepared. What I want at the end of this podcast is to have enough content out there, enough of my life and my day-to-day story that anybody in the world can go back to on the cloud and listen to. Like, music is timeless. You make music, that's timeless. I've made music. It's timeless. This podcast is timeless. And by timeless meaning it's been out. It's out there. And once it's out there, it's out there. And so that's just, there's no time. Like, there's no time for it to be on for a certain period of time. It gets taken away. And that's it. That's all I want from this podcast. I want to be able to put I want to put my whole life out there so that people can go back and listen. I can go back and listen. And help the world become a better place through my podcast with Katie and Love. With Katie's Love podcast too. I'm so selfish.
To be fair, you have a heavy contribution to this.
Yeah, it's very, I'm not going to lie, I'm sitting here thinking about, like, what's the title going to be? Like, my mind is... but you know what? This is the struggle, and this is what's going to make... Like, these times now, we enjoy now because when this does take off, and we create an audience, and, like, people are engaging with us, well, it's easy to forget about these times and where we started. Because these are much, much simpler times. As hard as it is to believe that, where you're at in your life right now, listening to this, it's simpler times. Because as life moves on, it becomes more complex and more thinking, and you learn more, and you know, you're constantly pulling shit out the library, putting new books in, you know, and I think as a conscious adult, as a conscious human, you allow what you want into that library. So what do you want out of this podcast? We have 1,600 episodes out on the internet. And you're sitting there, and you're like, wow, I did that. We did that.
Mm.
Did my message come across? And what's that message? You know?
I guess I don't really have a message so much as I'm excited for the experience.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for a place to explore my voice. That's not something that I've very readily shared with very many people.
Which leads me into what I was going to ask you until we went off on tangents. You said to me before that I said I love storytelling. I love stories. And I love telling my story to people because I don't know who I'm going to inspire or my experience. I don't know who I'm going to inspire by an experience I had. I remember a lot of memories where I've met people I've never will talk to again in my life. But that person has impacted my life tremendously. Just by telling my story and them telling me a story about just, something so small about the sky or, whatever. So that was going to be my question to you is, who is love? Luvicia. Who is Luvicia?
A lot.
There you go. So let's hear the simple version. Let's break it down. Let's bust it down. Bust the beat down. Bust it down. Getting real.
The
On Spotlight.
simplest? I am love.
Okay.
That's the simplest answer.
Okay, and who is love?
And I do my best to embody that as much as I can every day.
And who is love? Need more. Come on, girl. Break it out. We don't have to. I'm just trying to break a barrier here, Because I think you will inspire many, many. You inspire me. Let's start there. You inspire me because I can be a rambling man and I can go on and on and on about things, but the fact that you and I were able to come back together after so many years, we grew up together, after so many years, finally coming back together and having these conversations. I told you on my way here, I was very, very excited to do this. And like, I got the same feeling from when I first started working with people in the music industry, but not as strong as this. Like, the feeling has kind of... But that also comes from as simple as just showing up and talking in front of a mic. Momentum. The momentum's here. And it drives me more and more when more and more momentum is built up. So, this can be a great success, and we just have to keep going. So, rock on.
I guess I'll start.
So, who is love?
We'll start with where, I began, I guess.
How about this? I'll give you, who is D-Had? Who's Dan? Ready? I grew up in a small town named Burlington, and I come from a loving childhood, and I grew up racing dirt bikes. I started racing at 12 years old. I stopped racing at 21 years old. That was a really big part of my life. And now I've pursued music, and I'm, as a engineer, producer / beat maker, a KUNA MATATA, baby! Let's go! He said, there's a trash guy just walked by as I'm saying that and says, Hakuna Matata. That's crazy. That is... all right, hold on. Backtrack. The other day, I was going to say Hakuna Matata to Kaylee because she was going through something and, I just needed to be that supporting thing. And I was going to say to her Hakuna Matata, and it just never came up. And here we are. The fucking universe is telling me to say it again. Hakuna Matata, baby.
Means no worries.
Good! The universe is nuts, I'm telling you. Why does that happen? That is what I want to know. And that is, I think, what the conscious mind and science needs to frickin' figure out already.
Synchronicity.
That got me going. I'm ready to do another 4-hour podcast.
So I've been listening to the book. I don't even know where I am compared to you, but they were talking about synchronicity and how you can look at something and it can seem like chaos, but when you pull out and you see it from the macro, that it is working in perfect harmony within that
I think
chaos.
I'm ahead of you a little bit. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. And that it's like they told it in a way of like pulling yourself out of an outside perspective. You're a grain of rice in a bag of rice compared to our universe. Our Earth is a grain of rice in our universe.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that outside perspective. And yeah. So anyways, that's what DHAT is. That's who I represent or who I am. Um yeah. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it down one day. We're gonna get it all. We're gonna get it all.
Let me put it this way. I'm far too vast to be labeled in a succinct way. I've lived a lot of life and no life at the same time. I'm a natural dichotomy in every sense of the word. And I've had a lot of privileges and I've had a lot of hurdles in my life. And I've spent a lot of time trying to deconstruct my identity and attachment to those things.
Do you think too much time?
Hmm. I think my ability to detach is a little,
Like you're always trying to look for the right answer.
overworked. Yes.
Because that's what I'm trying to fucking always do all the time.
And the thing is, I also am kind of coming to this point, especially this week, where I'm like, there is no answer. Like, sure, there are explanations and there are ideas, but there are no real answers. And why am I running in circles trying to find something that doesn't exist? It's okay that I just exist.
I think it all goes back to just like we've talked about it multiple times that it's just the balance, the centering back to like the here and now. We're here and now, here and now, here and now. That's where we're at. Where are we? We're here and now. And then we're here now because it's the next moment we're here and now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all it is. Like it's funny when you're able I had this really crazy thought. When you're able to wrap your head around something like that, like you're here and now. You're here and now. Like a lot of people will say I'm here and now, but like what does that mean or what does that mean where I'm now? Like I'm here now and I'm just here now. And I'm still here now. Like I'm back here now again. I'm here now. I'm here now. Like it's crazy as that sounds, it's very impactful because it's the point of you're trying to find the fucking answer of what here and now means. When there is no answer to here and now, it's just you're here and now. You're centered. You're here.
Mm-hmm.
There's no future. Stop looking at the future. It's good to set goals and to
Yeah.
have goals, but like, I'll be honest. I have a better life when I'm not scheduled, when I can free flow. My sanity is a lot more is better. Granted, you need to, there's certain things you have to do, responsibilities to live in this world.
Yeah, there's a sweet spot of like structure and flow. And to really tap into flow, you do need structured containers to help you enter that space properly because we're not good at being here and now. We're very pulled either into the future and worry or into the past, over analyzing. And I do believe that containers with intention help you focus and be present.
Do you think you've overanalyzed trying to tell your story of who you are?
I definitely overanalyze everything.
Okay.
It's my greatest strength and biggest hindrance.
The what did I say? It's uh the blessing and the curse.
Mm-hmm. I will consider every possible scenario to every event. Like like the butterfly effect.
Hmm.
I see every ripple.
Wait, what's the butterfly flag? A flag.
It's a movie with
What's the
Ashton
Affleck?
Kutcher, and basically he
I don't think I've ever
runs
seen
through a
it.
storyline and makes a choice, and it affects the outcome, and he keeps trying to make new choices to change the outcome, but ultimately in the movie I think the outcome remains the same no matter what. I don't quite remember exactly, but the butterfly effect essentially is the ripple effect where
Butterfly Affleck. Gotcha. My dyslexia wears off on people, and I love it.
you can make a decision and take an action, and it will affect so many other factors. Now, other factors can play into the result of that as well, not just yours. But in most scenarios, I am calculating every possible choice, every effect of that choice, every choice of other people's that might affect that choice.
Is there a scenario where you're not doing that?
I have never known a moment where I didn't.
Like if you're walking outside in nature?
Even in nature.
So do you think that is an exercise that you can try to do?
Oh, it's definitely something I'm trying to do.
Something I've been trying to do for the past 10 years, Dan! What do you think I've been doing?
But I think at this point, I am giving up on trying to do anything.
Yeah.
I no longer try. I either do or I don't. And until the moment comes where I naturally don't.
This makes me think about Two Bears, One Cave, Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer. Bert Kreischer is a hoot, a holler, and the funniest. I relate to him so much. He's like me. Go off on tangents. He goes in. You're talking about like something serious, and I'm thinking about what I'm gonna eat tomorrow. Like it's just he's that guy. Um, he said, Tom, I'm coming out. Coming out, and Tom's like, okay. I'm coming out as fat. Coming out as fat. And he kept saying, I'm coming out as fat. I'm fat. And that's it. And you know what? Tonight, we're going to go out to dinner, and I am stuffing my face because I came out as fat. That's what that made me think me of. I have to, like, send you the whole, like, that whole skit that he did. It was the funniest thing ever. Like, oh, God, I wish you knew more about Bert Kreischer, dude. Like, he's my inspiration, believe it or not. The
That
guy's a
sounds awesome.
total off-the-rail motherfucker.
You gotta link that to me.
Two Bears, One Cave. If you like it, you will watch all 50 episodes of whatever they have on it. It's amazing. Like that show, I think represents one of the most authentic podcasts out there, because they're just two friends who just allow each other to be who they are and don't judge each other. But I still think that they're both comedians, so they grew up kind of the same way, where they had to struggle in the industry. What they do for me, and why I like this stupid, why he inspires me as fucking crazy as he is. They talk about their stories on how they grew up in the comedian industry, how they were getting paid like $60 a night. Sometimes they wouldn't even get paid every week to go in at 1 o'clock in the morning to do a 5-minute set. And like they talk about their struggles. They talk about their past jobs and like the things that they had to go through and like things that they went through, I'm going through currently. And like it's so cool that it makes me feel like, oh, that's cool, man. I get to experience that. And that's it. Like I'm almost like allowing myself to experience it because I heard somebody else experience it, and it's like I'm not the only one. So there's a lot of impact if you hear somebody's story And that's why I like telling my story, because there's a lot of impact on the decision making. It makes me, if I'm going through something hard, I can think to that and say, they were at this point at one point, and they just kept going, and they kept fighting through it, and they figured out a way no matter what. And that's what the fuck I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
For my whole entire fucking family, for my whole world, for the whole world. My goal in life, my major top priority goal, it's a fucking dream goal, pipe dream, is win a Nobel Prize. I don't know how, but like that's how far I want to reach, because something inspired me to go out and do that, and so I'm gonna do it. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. You need to be like, I need to do something. Maybe I can figure out the consciousness. Maybe I can figure out what the consciousness is, because that's the ultimate question. What is consciousness? Nobody can answer it. I'm doing it. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm getting the Nobel Prize next week. Thank you very much.
You are consciousness.
I never told anybody about that, by the way. That's one of my biggest goals, is a Nobel Prize. So that stays here in between the podcast. It's a secret. Nobody's ever going to know.
Just one day, randomly, people just like make their own homemade Nobel Prizes and they just give them to you.
That would be amazing.
Do it. Troll them.
I would make an entire room dedicated to pieces of paper. No regrets. Oh, God. I don't know, man. I like that we can sit down here and it be timeless and it just be here. We're just here and just talking, and I enjoy that. So I enjoy that.
I do too.
Any more you got to say about this pod?
I don't know. I'm really happy that we're doing it.
Right? Like, you don't have a specific thing, but you're just like, the feeling is there.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters.
Like, I'm just really enjoying the process of doing it and speaking.
You know the problem, one last thought, because we're over a half hour, is that I noticed if you wanted to make it in the industry, in entertainment industry, whatever it is, you got to go to a place where there's entertainment. You got to go to LA, you got to go to New York, you got to do all this. We're in a world now where we don't have to do that. Granted, it helps so much to be around people who are all creative minds like that. And there's my breakthrough. I've had to let go of the people in my life who didn't have this creative drive, as people in LA do, as people who want to create and create something for themselves, and to create, a brand, become an influencer, whatever the fuck it is. We have those same ambitions.
Yeah.
And we're pursuing it. And when there's somebody else, there's more than one person doing that thing, you're double the amount of finding success. So, it's just, you never know. We connect with the right people. You don't know where this could take off, where your life could take off. It's just, you don't know. We don't know. But we're going to keep going. So,
yeah.
Let's go. KUNA MATATA, motherfuckers. Thanks for listening. My name's Dan. This is Love. We out.